Okay, welcome everybody to our broadcast today. So my name is Trevor and I'm going to be hosting tonight. We're talking about a company called WorldWideBrands.com. They've been in the industry, the drop shipping industry, for just about as many years as I've been at doing it and teaching it. Pretty well-known company if you've been in this space for a little while. And in fact, they're very well known in search engines. So I did an example search for you guys. I went to Google just a minute ago and just typed in wholesale drop shippers right here at the very top. Okay, and when I do a search for wholesale drop shippers, I get some search results right here. Worldwide Brands is usually there on the first page, and they are in fact right here. I'm not going to poll you guys, but I will just ask the question. So if you want to answer in the chat box, that'd be fine. Who that is here knows who Worldwide Brands or Worldwide Brands is and has used them before, or maybe you've never heard of them before. That's fine too. I'm just curious. Heard of them, some don't. Not sure who Chris M would be, Jeff. Never heard of them. Never heard, don't know. Debbie, you're a member. I'm actually a member there, have been for a while. Okay. All right, let's talk about them then. More often than not, if you get into the drop shipping world and you're looking for more drop shippers, you're going to run into this Worldwide Brands. So let's talk about who they are and what they're about and if it's worth using them. Because I get this question a fair bit. Here's what their homepage looks like right here. Oh, sure. Yeah, I know who that is, Jeff. So Worldwide Brands, they've been around since around the year 2000. They're basically a giant glorified list of suppliers. So what's happened is somebody's gone out and looked over the internet, tried to find a bunch of drop shippers. They call them certified suppliers. And so what that means is they have a little staff there in their office that checks in to see how legitimate some of these suppliers are. They vet them, and then they add them to this list. Suppliers can also come to Worldwide Brands, and they can submit themselves. So usually down here at the bottom, right here, there's a spot where it says Become a Certified Supplier, meaning if I'm a drop shipper or a wholesaler of some kind, I can try to get my business listed in Worldwide Brands. I don't know if there's a cost for that. I've never tried to submit a business here. I've more used Worldwide Brands as a list of suppliers to use, to research, rather than having to go out and try to find my own list. Okay, and they claim they've got some other things that they do. They've got some different tips and tricks for selling online. That some videos and some trainings and some different things. But really, people who use Worldwide Brands, they're using it to try to find drop shippers very quickly. Okay, so you can come onto their homepage and take a tour of their site. They say that they're safe and secure. That's really what they're selling, and it is something they're selling. So this isn't free. If you wanted to order now, I could click on Order Now up there at the top right. You'd have a couple of different options. Either you'd pay a one-time payment of $2.99. That's a lifetime access. You'd get their, and that's kind of what we did. We've had their service for a long time. We just paid $300. Now we've got it forever. Or they've got this easy pay plan, $99 today and 2 monthly payments of $110. So it's a little more expensive that way. But not really. It's just it breaks it up a little bit. So pretty easy to sign up. You can sign up and use them if you'd like. So I'm not going to recommend them. And certainly if money is tight and you've already been spending a bunch of money, or you've been looking for suppliers and you don't want to spend any money, I'll just advise you right now, don't sign up then. I'm certainly not here to push them. I think they're okay. I think for $300, it's got pretty good value. but it's still $300. And if you're not making very good money yet, or you're struggling a little bit, maybe this isn't for you. Maybe you are doing okay and you're just wanting to find some more suppliers. This is definitely something you can do. I won't say that their list of suppliers is anything spectacular or special. I think most of their suppliers inside their list, there's probably a good chance if you went out and hunted for the same suppliers out there in Google, you could probably find most of these on your own. They're not hidden suppliers. They're not special just to WorldWideBrands. It's just like WorldWideBrands hired a bunch of people to go out and make a giant list, and that's what you're buying, which may be of value to some of you guys. Okay? Let's see if there's anything else I want to show you here before I sign into my account. It's not just drop shippers. They look at light bulk wholesalers, large volume wholesalers, some importing companies from outside the United States, liquidation type deals. So those are also very easy to find online. So I don't think that's real important. Here's their 3 steps right here. It says you need a supplier. You do a search in their database, and then you can sign up and set up accounts with these different suppliers. Now, that's the thing you got to remember. It's just a list. So if they give you a bunch of suppliers, you're not taking stuff from WorldWideBrands and selling it. You're getting contact information and website addresses, and you're going up and setting your own relationships up with these quote unquote vetted companies that are in their list. Okay. All right, so let me log in just real quick here. I'm going to log into my members account here, which is where I am right this second. And this is what the inside of WorldWideBrands looks like right now. So I can come in here, and they've got a supplier spotlight over here, a bunch of suppliers here on the right-hand side of your screen. I can also come in here and search for wholesalers, so I could click this yellow button and go looking. I'll show you that here in just a second. They've got some video learning tutorials. They've got some seller resources, a forum. They've got some other information, but really it's this right here, the search for wholesalers, which is what people like. So I'll click on this. And so here I am. I'm here in their supplier search section. I can click on what type of supplier I'm looking for. Drop shippers and light bulk, large volume, liquidation, so on and so forth. I can come here and do drop shippers only and just select drop shippers only out here on the left, and then I'll have access to all these different companies here. And there are a lot of them. I'm not sure how many drop shippers they have in their database, but I want to say actually not a ton. Drop shippers only, it looks like maybe 50 or so. No, they've got to have more than that. But anyway, so I could come here and I could type in, Nike shoes and do a search and see what they've got. And then I can filter these results right over here. So right there, if they say they have no Nike shoes, we'll search more generally. Let's just search for shoes and see if they've got anything. I find their keyword search is not great. Yeah, sorry, Jody. It's definitely sharing. I think everybody else can see the screen right now. Is that true, everybody? Jody's saying she can't see it. There we go. So I put in shoes, and here's a bunch of suppliers that come up. This one's from Turkey. This one's from Canada. This one's from Pennsylvania, from California, so on and so forth. So I could go through and see what kind of supplier options I have. Again, the keyword research, it's not like searching Google. You're not going to always get the most relevant stuff back, but it's okay. You can filter. If there's one you like this one right here, you can see the full details, and then you can see some information about the company right here. This one's called paulparkman.com. They are out of Turkey. Looks like here's their phone number, here's their email. They do drop ship. And then it gives you some commentary on them. So Paul Parkman represents a sophisticated brand of luxury man's footwear. which never loses sight of the real art of handcrafting and enhances the personality of the blah, blah, blah. So they're kind of selling it there. So I could come here and I click on paulparkman.com and it should take me over to their site. In which case I would say, okay, I'm interested in your wholesale and drop ship right here. And I could learn about how to get set up with their account here. So most of these companies require some kind of registration. That's not uncommon. Wholesale companies always require that. Retailers not so much, right? You can just use their stuff, but wholesalers often do. So I come in here and fill out this little application, this little registration form, and then see if I can get set up with these guys. And then once I get approved, either use them on my website or use them on eBay. So that's an example of how to use WorldWideBrands. Now, could I go out there and look for shoe wholesale suppliers on my own? Yes, I could. I could go out and look through different directories. We've talked about some before. You could look through the DMOZ directory. You could look through wholesalecentral.com. You could just go to Google, Yahoo, or Bing and just search it. Shoes, drop shipper, shoes, wholesale drop shipper. You can kind of do it the old-fashioned way. Is it worth $300 to have your own little list of companies already? Probably. But we already addressed that. Some of you, it might be in the cards, others not so much, and that's fine. Do you have to use WorldWideBrands to find suppliers? No. It's just another option, and inevitably you'll stumble across these guys one way or another. And I'd say at some point, if you've got the money and business is going okay, and you're just looking for another resource to find suppliers, it's not a bad value. That's why I've had a membership, and our company's had a membership for quite a while, because I think they've got a pretty good service. Okay, so anyway, that's my 2 cents on WorldWideBrands. Guys, any questions about that? I probably won't say anything else there. I'll let you guys make up your own minds. Oliver says, is the vetting done by WorldWideBrands an advantage? Yeah, probably, because here's the thing. I mean, if you're on your own trying to find suppliers, you're vetting them yourself. So you're calling them, you're emailing them, you're making sure they're legit. WorldWideBrands basically says, hey, let us vet them. We know the drop shipping industry. We'll tell you if they're good or not, and if they're trustworthy or not. So it takes some of that risk out of it. And that could be worth a little bit to you guys that are a little newer. Some of you guys who've done this for a little bit, maybe that's not worth it because you're perfectly comfortable doing your own vetting. Oh, yeah, it is. Lifetime access is pretty good bang for your buck, for sure. It's cheap for $300. But seriously, I'm not advocating that you guys go out and buy this. I have no affiliation with WorldWideBrands whatsoever. I have no financial incentive to tell you to go use them. It really doesn't make a difference to me. I just want to make sure that you guys have gotten my 2 cents on it before you sign up. I don't think it's a bad value, but I also don't think it's for everybody. And if you've already got suppliers right now and the supplier part of your business is kind of taken care of, then don't spend the money. Wait till you need it, right? Certainly don't have to do it right now. Cindy says, how can we tell if a company is a middleman wholesaler versus a true wholesaler? It's hard to do sometimes. The only way you can tell if it's a legit wholesaler is you can check their prices up against other people who are selling the same stuff at a quote unquote full retail price. If you're finding that other people have a substantially lower retail price than you do, or they're getting it even lower than you're getting it from your drop shipper, it still could be a real wholesaler, but maybe those people that are buying it out there are buying it in bulk from somebody else. A lot of wholesalers are at the same time the manufacturer, and you can usually find that out. Sometimes if I'm looking at a drop shipping company, I'll just ask them, I'll say, wow, these are really nice shoes. Like in this case, do you guys actually make them? Are you the manufacturers, or do you have somebody else make them? You can learn a lot by just talking with these companies, but really it's all about the price, Cindy. If you can see, how your price compares to what it's selling out on the marketplace, that'll give you some indication as to if they're really kind of the rock bottom supplier or not. To me, it almost doesn't matter. I mean, sometimes whether they're the manufacturer or just like a general distributor, sometimes that doesn't matter as long as the prices are good. That should be your real concern anyway. Sometimes manufacturers, they won't sell directly to you or drop ship. You have to get it through some kind of a wholesaler or more of a middleman. Good question. All right, guys. So I think that's probably good. I don't want to go into any more detail on this tonight. I do like to. We've talked about SaleWho recently, Worldwide Brands now. We've talked about Doba in the past. There's these different companies out there that claim they're going to help you with drop shipping, and I feel like I should give you my 2 cents on a lot of them, so you guys know you're making a good decision, either for or against some of these companies. Okay. If you've got any other questions, feel free to contact us about it. Half of eBay is about finding products to sell, right? The other half is easy. It's about good titles. It's about good customer service. It's about volume. It's about crafting a really nice looking listing. That stuff I think is the easy part. 80% of eBay is just knowing where to find a good supplier and a good product. And that's where you can get a competitive edge sometimes through using these types of companies. But you got to remember, Worldwide Brands is used by a lot of people out there. So it's not like the suppliers you're going to find there are these really super exclusive companies that nobody knows about. You know, it's the same list of suppliers that all of their other thousands of people, maybe even tens of thousands of people over the years have used. So you have to weigh that into it as well. You know, your best suppliers you may find on your own at some point, not necessarily through Worldwide Brands. Yeah, Doba claims they're affiliated with us, and they are in a lot of ways, Jeff. Like they're a local company. They know who we are for sure. But we don't push our clients one way or the other to use Doba. It's kind of up to you guys. There's some good value there, but for some of our clients, they don't find it as useful. So anyway, well, thanks for coming along, everybody. That's my 2 cents on Worldwide Brands. Wish you the best. If you decide to use it, great. And if you don't, that's okay too. We just want to make sure you've got plenty of options, okay? And we will see you guys all for some more eBay training when we get back together on Tuesday of next week. Thanks again.